Hello, guys and gals, animal friends, and spirit pals, and welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for being here today. I hope everybody's doing good and finding some things to be joyful about and to have some fun and some laughs and enjoy your days as they come along. I know there's a lot of funkiness going on with Russia and Ukraine. And, it's just important to remember to keep your faith, keep your thoughts focused on positive outcome, that which is best for everyone's highest good. That's where you want to keep your focus. So when fear and doubt and lack of faith start creeping in our brains, which a lot of times it'll do, like especially if you watch the news or things like that, when they just keep repeating these fearful kind of statements, you don't want to buy into it. You don't want to hang on to it. You don't want to own it as your own. Just replace that thinking, those thoughts, with positive thoughts. And just the simple thought that the Creator is in charge and ultimately good will win and we'll all be served to our highest in the end. Now, just like here in this country, we're all having to look at how do we get rid of leaders who do not have our highest interest in mind, who actually don't care about us in any way, shape, or form. And of course, that's what we're going through here with our whole, Trump disaster. And of course, in Russia, the Russian people are having to do it as well. So, a big part of that is the Russian people rising up and putting an end to it, just like a big part of what we're going through is about us rising up and no longer accepting that as our reality here, as our way of moving forward. So just keep affirming that. You can send those people love and prayers, but just to align with them so that things work out for everyone's highest good. Okay, and that will help that out a lot. Now, I wanted to come on today to talk a little bit more about abundance and prosperity and money. Now abundance means a lot of things, not just money, but we don't want to leave money out because we're trying to heal that separation between us and money. Because here on the earth, in this world, that's what we use to exchange for goods. And so we don't want that to be our enemy. We want to embrace that and become one with that in that form of abundance. Now, even if you're feeling impoverished or poor or lacking, you still want to look for where abundance is in your life currently. Because abundance can show itself in many ways. Maybe you have more love than you know what to do with. Maybe you feel abundant and alive when your pets are around you, and you're grateful and thankful for that. Maybe you don't have lots of extra money, but you have enough to get by. So you want to, acknowledge that, be grateful for that, and then increase it. So the quickest way to change your reality about anything, really, is to change your thought. Change your mind. Change your mind. Just change your mind about it. And that takes a little bit of work. Now, back when I first started doing a lot of prosperity work and stuff, I just felt like my mind was such a horrible player, and it did nothing but try to, thwart my best efforts. And it was always, looking to make me stay poor, because it just constantly wanted to feed my head with, you're not worthy, God doesn't want you to be rich, or have enough, you're more used to just getting by, you're good at making a little go a long way, so it's okay, and you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, You're not good enough at managing money. All these reasons that my mind was constantly telling me why I would never be prosperous or abundant or have money and be able to master money, be a good steward of money, be a master giver and receiver. You know, if you want to receive, give. You know, give of what you have. Now, let's say, well, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't really give money. But you can give of your services, of your wisdom, your love. You can make people laugh, give them something to laugh about. Maybe you have a friend who needs a place to stay and you have an extra room and you might offer that to them. You know, there's all kinds of ways to give right where you are. So, you know, look for them. Seek a way in which you can realize your abundance through giving and do that, whatever it is. Because the point is, you want your mind, move your mind into this set of, I am abundant and I can give freely. The more you give, the more you receive. And that's the way it always works, you know. Giving and receiving, they go back and forth like that. And you kind of get into that rhythm after a while. The same thing with when you think, well, how do I change my mind for being so negative? And at first it might seem like impossible. At least it did for me. I thought, oh man, I don't know. I can't get it to be quiet. It's just, it's in charge and it just keeps, you know, throwing me off course. And I really thought there in the beginning, this is going to be impossible. But I'm here to tell you, it's not. It's really about just starting it, you know, just starting the process of when you catch negative thoughts, particularly because we're thinking about abundance now. So when you catch yourself thinking about poverty or not having enough or lack and reasons why all that is, you know, they'll come up naturally and they'll start filtering through your brain. You don't want to grab onto them and hang on and hold on to them and examine them and, ooh, look how much I relate to poverty thinking. It and I are one and the same. So you don't want to do that. It can pass through, but let it go on and then purposely choose. In the beginning, you have to, you know, you have to start it. You have to purposely choose it. You have to be, you know, adamant about it. It's kind of your job. You know, that becomes your job in the beginning to put positive thoughts in my mind. I am abundant. I am God. God is abundance. I am God. I am abundance. God is prosperity. God is unlimited potential, unlimited opportunities, unlimited inspiration, guidance, health, wealth, love, joy. And so are you. So you just keep affirming that. Just keep affirming it. Even if at the beginning you don't believe it, do it anyway. You know, it's that act as if. And so, you know, in the beginning, for me, that's one of the times when writing really helped me out, because I would just write out positive affirmations about abundance, prosperity, opportunities, you know, and I'm talking about our opportunities to serve others, which also in turn serves me. You know, and so I just had to keep doing that. Now, after a while, it becomes more, you know, it's like you don't have to work so hard at doing it. It just becomes natural. You kind of just naturally start going, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to replace that thought with this one. You know, it gets to be easier and easier. And once your brain gets a clue as to what you're doing, it will start to cooperate. You know, once you kind of redirect its focus and kind of help it along there in the beginning. Because guess what? It got all this help about poverty, lack, limit. Got a lot of help learning that when you were little. from all these different directions teaching it that you're poor, impoverished, pitiful little soul, and there's no good for you. They got all this teaching. So, it's going to need a little teaching among the other side. The great news about that is once you start feeding it with positive thoughts, it likes it. Once it kind of figures out what's going on, and it'll join the team and start participating. Because it begins to go, this makes Mark feel better and happier, so I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. See, it learned in the past that, everybody, being poor is good, or it's inevitable that you're only going to get so much abundance in this lifetime, or the good people or the poor people, all that kind of stuff that it was taught. And it thought, okay, well, he's going along with that, so I'll just keep, repeating that, because that seems to be the way we function. So, it needs to learn a new way to function, and it will. And then your reality immediately starts to change. Now, it might seem like it's slow or just changing a little at a time, and that's okay. The trick about that is acknowledge it. No matter how small it might be, this change, you need to acknowledge it and be grateful for it, because that increases it and draws in the next one and the next one and the next one. So you don't want to, even if it's tiny, you don't want to ignore it. You look and you take every little sign, every little inkling, you grab it, you embrace it, you own that. That's what you want to grab onto and hold on to. And because of your, joyous reaction to that new bit of abundance that comes in, that new inspiration that comes in, your brain goes, oh, look, this really sets off endorphins and makes me feel happy and excited. Let's do this again. So it starts to seek out more of that to experience. And it kind of joins you in your process. And then you're not sort of fighting yourself all the time. Because that lack and stuff is that belief in that there is no creator, no God. It always boils down to just that, Either there's a higher power, a creator that made me and everything else, or there isn't. It's kind of one or the other. And when you believe there isn't, that you start getting into, I have to do it all on my own. I don't care what I destroy or hurt just so I get what I need. You start moving from ego. You start creating without source. You start living your life as if you were God. And that might even work out for a little while there. You think you're just riding high, but eventually it'll all cave in on itself because there's no foundation. You don't have that God, creator, spiritual foundation. You're trying to do it without your connection to source and everyone else. You think you're an island unto yourself and you don't need anything, you don't need God. And so that's what kind of takes you down the wrong path. Great. So, just keep watching out for new little evidence that there's abundance in your life. Like, it can be a windfall. It could be just money turning up that you didn't even know was anywhere. Maybe an inheritance somewhere. Maybe somebody gives you a lottery ticket, you buy one, and it's actually a winner. Maybe you need a new appliance, and you just suddenly hear about a family member who has one they want to get rid of or give away that's working just fine. And then all of a sudden, this thing you thought you were going to have to spend money on, You got it for free. Oh, great. Grateful. Yes, thank you. I'm abundant because look, I got the thing I needed. I didn't even have to spend any money on it. Or maybe you get a bunch of coupons of things you really want and need and you save money. So anytime you can see abundance coming into your life in any of its forms, you want to acknowledge it so you can increase it. You know, it goes along with that. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. And that's as easy or as hard as we make it. You know, like I said, like in the beginning, if you're new to that, you have to remind yourself. You know, you have to kind of be vigilant until it kicks in. It doesn't take that long. I know there's this thought of, oh, I'll never change it. But you will. You just got to stick to it and be serious about it. So, you know, it's like anything in life. You want to focus in on it and you want to learn to be at one with it. And so you can't hate money and then expect to have a lot of it. You can't judge wealth, abundance as evil and then expect to have it. So, you know, you got to learn to love it. Love abundance. Love being abundant. Love that abundance frees you up to serve others in a greater way. Love that your arts, your talents, your abilities are worthy and worth being paid for, compensated for. You give them and then you are given in return. You know, it's this receiving, back and forth, giving and receiving. Now today, if you're feeling really not abundant, I want you to really just sit down a few minutes and think, be with yourself and think, where in your life do you have abundance? It's there somewhere, and so you want to look for it and, you know, focus on that for a bit. Now, let's take a moment here and just do a little bit of an abundance exercise. Hello, this is Pan. Greetings, my brothers and sisters of the earth. Now, like Mark has said, and like I've said to him over and over, God, the universe, source, all of us here on the spiritual team want you to be one with abundance, one with prosperity, one with opportunities. We'd like all of you to be out there creating abundance, opportunity, love, joy, creation, creativity, health. You know, we want you creating more and more of that. That's where we want your mind focus to be on. Because when you focus on negative energy of any kind, that's what comes into your reality. So we want you guys to train your minds to focus in on positive aspects of life. So everything comes from God, but when it seems negative, it's really man's mind that's colored it that way and has tried to prove in some way or another that God isn't present, that there is no God. And so that kind of colors as fear of some sort. And if you believe with all your mind and body that there's no creator, no God, then all that there is, all that you're seeing is the world without that. So then, if you believe in a godless world, that's what you see. If you believe that God loves you, cares for you, wants you to be a pure reflection of it, then that's what you see. What you believe is what you receive. And if there's just those two beliefs, I don't know why you would choose the lack of God one. It seems a little goofy. But you want to keep holding on to that other truth, because that's the truth. There's just that one truth. So hang on to it, hold on to it, meditate on it, be at one with it. Okay. Now, as usual, guys, I want you to put your feet on the floor and realize, visualize, imagine that you're sitting in this beautiful column of light, and that goes all the way around you. It goes out. It includes your auric field and your physical body. Column of light, it goes all the way up to source, goes all the way down to source. Connected on both ends. Heavenly abundance, earthly abundance. Connecting, expressing itself through you. I am the abundance that is source. I am the abundance that is the earth. The abundance that is within me is expressed outwardly and easily around me. Just focus in on this energy exchange between God and Goddess that's running through you. It's abundant, it's plentiful, it has, it's unlimited, it has all possibilities in there. Anything is possible when you work with Source. All good things are possible and available with Source as your foundation. Source as your belief. There it goes, up and down. Feel it? It goes around and around. It's almost, I like to see this kind of an H shape, infinity shape, where this energy mixes and mashes with itself. So it's the abundance of Source in, spiritual form, metaphysical form, and the abundance of Source in the earthly form, earthly reflection. So you want to reflect the abundance of God through your vehicle onto the earth, on the earth plane. And the Source wants each and every one of you to do that to the best of your ability. The goal is not for you to feel lack, limit, poor, poverty, pitiful, sickly. That's not what Source has in mind. Never was. And when each of you take that step, realize that being the abundance that is God here on the earth plane is the purpose, you'll create all kinds of change in your reality. It's already working, guys. The reason we bring this up here on the channel and with Mark is because it's time to realize that with all your being and to express it through your channel. Each one of you. And even if you start out with little pennies, we're going to keep increasing it, increasing it, increasing it. Acknowledge it where it is. Seek increase and look to find it. You're actively looking to create more abundance, to realize more abundance, to understand that you are abundance now. And if your brain is not cooperating the way you want it to, be harsh with it. Tell it, sit down, be quiet, Pay attention to what we're doing here. I need your help, but watch first. That's good. Okay, some more of this energy coming down. Now I want you to look down here at the bottom of your feet, and we're going to bring in this abundant energy in a liquid form, so it looks like liquid abundance. It's also a beautiful green. It's got all different shades of green, and it's sort of changing shades and colors, but it wants to stay with this green energy. Green as it represents growth, plants, life, it's heart center, love. And let's let it fill up from the bottom up. So this liquid, it's like your tube is filling with green, abundant light, liquid light. Coming up. Now it's up around your waist, including your root chakra. So it's at the root of your being. You come from abundance. You were born from abundance. Your individual spark of light comes from Source. It wants you to reflect itself through your vehicle. Okay, now it's coming on up over the solar plexus. Let that solar plexus area just fill up with this beautiful green energy, creative, abundant, prosperous, brings forth opportunities. You want to create these opportunities and attract them to yourself. It's unlimited opportunity, many which suit you, and you are attracting them to you. It's abundance of creative ideas, creative energy, creative imagination. Go ahead and let that come in here as we move on up into the heart center. Lots of ideas. You may create abundance in a way that no one's ever thought of before. You may come up with a service that brings you great joy that other people aren't practicing, and you create a whole new job for yourself that you've invented. So, let all those creative, abundant ideas be able to come through into you. Abundant love in the heart center, all this green energy moving up over the heart. You have enough love, enough joy to share with others. You don't have to keep it all to yourself. Allow yourself to express love and joy to others, to strangers, You have so much, you can afford to give it to whoever is in need. Good. Now come on up into the throat. We're going to go up over the head. This beautiful, abundant, green, liquid light is going to keep crawling up the tube. So the earthly manifestation energy is rising up, taking this energy from source and pulling it down into physical form. You're rising up, and it's your request that does it, your prayer, your request, your intention that pulls more of this energy down into your vehicle and transmutes it into physical form. Good. Just sitting there in that energy. How does that make you feel to have this abundant energy, liquid light, green liquid light, being in your field here. Do you like feeling abundant? Do you like that energy? Is there any reason why you think you shouldn't feel this way? I say, if there is, it's a made-up reason that doesn't serve you. Okay, my friends. Give yourself a couple of minutes every day, if you can, to resonate with this energy of abundance, to be one with it. Just sit quietly, ask to be at one with the abundance of Source, the abundance of God. I express God's abundance through my life every day in every way. Okay, I'm going to step aside. Thank you for joining me. Okay, guys, I'm going to keep it there. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys got something out of it. Well, that was a nice little piece of thread there. And I'll talk to you soon next time. Okay, guys? Keep happy, keep healthy, keep prosperous.